This is what the world may resemble in 97 years. Gaining from the past. People are normally disposed to think towards what's to come. We end up pondering about the following stages in our lives. Imaging the likely results of advances today, in any event, fictionalizing them to their most limit structures is such a sandbox for potential fates. Researchers may be one of only a handful few gatherings to effectively smother that want to anticipate what's to come. Traditionalist and information-driven ordinarily, they may be awkward making surmises about the future since that requires an act of pure trust. Regardless of whether there's a ton of information to help a forecast, there are additionally limitless factors that can change a definitive result meanwhile. Attempting to anticipate what the world will resemble in a century doesn't do a lot to improve it today. If researchers will be off base, they'd prefer do it valuably. Without a doubt, the world has changed a great deal in the previous 100 years. In 1918, a large part of the world was entangled in the main World War. 1918 was likewise the year the flu pandemic started to seethe, at last guaranteeing somewhere close to 20 to 40 million lives, more than the conflict during which it occurred. Congress set up time regions, including daylight saving time, and the primary stamp for US airmail was given. Thinking back, unmistakably we've taken momentous steps. Today, it's uncommon to pass on from this season's virus, or from a huge number of other transmittable infections that were once deadly, like smallpox, which was destroyed in 1977. That is generally because of the approach of counteraction strategies like antibodies, and medicines like anti-infection agents. The speed at which innovation is advancing can feel confounding on occasion, yet it's not liable to back off at any point in the near future. Here are a portion of the manners in which we speculate the innovation of today will shape the world in the century to come. Quantum computing will come of age. As the web changed society in the course of recent many years, quantum figuring will everlastingly adjust our perspective on the world and our place in it. It will enable us to deal with more information about ourselves, the planet we live on, and the universe than has at any point before been conceivable. Nobody is absolutely certain yet how we'll manage that information. We'll probably discover a few responses to long-standing inquiries regarding physical science and the universe, but at the same time it's presumable there are answers to be discovered that we can comprehend. We'll hack our brains. We may not need to stand by a century to have our cerebrums completely incorporated with our gadgets, as investigation into mind-PC interfaces, BCIs, is presently solidly out of the domain of sci-fi. Early models have effectively assisted patients with recuperating strokes and enabled amputees to encounter contact again with the assistance of a sensor-shrouded prosthesis. On the off chance that and when they become ordinary, the human-machine mashup could unalterably modify the course of human advancement. Models for non-obtrusive BCIs, in which terminal exhibits get mind signals through the skull, are now being developed, and may fill in as venturing stones toward the all-out cerebrum network proposed by Elon Musk. The universe of 2118 will have improved foundation and better methods of getting around. Our autos are getting more brilliant and greener. By 2118, there's a decent possibility that electric vehicles will actually want to drive themselves, alongside those most out of luck. The current agreement in the auto business is that completely self-ruling vehicles are as yet hypothetical, best-case scenario, and may not be conceivable by any stretch of the imagination, yet Tesla alone expects to accomplish supposed Level 5 independence, a world where our vehicles would drive us, by around 2019. In certain pieces of the world, urban communities themselves are likewise getting more refined. In China, a sunlight-based controlled parkway could one day charge electric vehicles as they drive. Urban areas of things to come could likewise fix themselves. Designs today are occupied with planning self-recuperating solid constructions and potholes that fill themselves. Man-made intelligence will change how humans work. In the very long time to come, innovation that is changing our homes, our gadgets, and our vehicles is likewise going to completely change ourselves in other significant manners. Man-made brainpower, AI, will very likely robotize a few positions, especially those that depend on mechanical production systems or information assortment. To counterbalance the joblessness of human laborers that would result from computerization, a few countries may embrace a general fundamental pay, UB. A framework which consistently pays residents a little payment with no prerequisite to work. To be sure, a few spots have effectively started. Limited scope explores different avenues. Regarding UB, and a report from the Roosevelt Institute in November 2017 anticipated the US could see a $2.48 trillion expansion in the country's GDP inside only 8 years in the event that it carried out UB. In certain fields, like medication, robots presumably will not totally supplant people. The more probable situation, a few specialists foresee, is that AI will keep on enlarging their work insight for people, in any event, expanding us actually. Artificial intelligence. Innovation has effectively been combined with wearable exoskeletons, giving assembly line laborers superhuman strength, ideal for those whose positions require truly difficult work, which could build their danger of occupation-related mishap or injury. 3D printing the world. 3D printers are as of now being utilized in labs around the globe and, progressively, by buyers. While the printers might be expensive in advance, they are frequently seen as a drawn-out speculation, since they can regularly print their own new parts. As 3D printers become fit for printing everything from suitable organs to structures, we'll probably discover use for them in various parts of our lives, just as a wide range of fields of industry. Medication gets a high-tech upgrade. New methodology, helped by innovative advances, are ready to change medication. Utilizing an accuracy medication approach, which utilizes a patient's hereditary information, way of life, and ecological environmental factors to educate therapy, researchers are creating therapies for malignant growth that are custom-fitted to an individual patient's qualities. Oncology isn't the solitary zone with conceivably life-saving, or sometimes, nurturing, applications. The development of conceptive medication has effectively started just right in front of us. In 2017, scientists developed sheep embryos in what could be the primary model of a counterfeit belly. One lady conceived an offspring after an uterus relocate interestingly, and another to a child that started as an undeveloped organism frozen 24 years prior. The much advertised quality-altering innovation CRISPR could imply that by 2118, numerous hereditary infections could turn into a relic of days gone by. Researchers utilized CRISPR to alter the quality for a deadly blood issue out of human undeveloped organisms. Undifferentiated organisms keep on demonstrating helpful for creating novel medicines, in any event, for conditions that were once accepted to be untreatable. A century from now, significant illnesses like disease, resistant and incendiary issues, and hereditary conditions, will probably be a distant memory by one or the other counteraction or compelling treatment. Phil Gold, a teacher at the McGill University Clinical Research Center, told Futurism. In any case, this isn't to imply that we'll live in an eventual fate of amazing well-being. Outside factors, from a worldwide temperature alteration to irresistible illnesses and even fighting, could push down the future of individuals in 2118. The uplifting news is, indicative innovation is likewise drastically improving. Xu Chen, bioengineer and victor of National Medal of Science at the University of California, San Diego, told the San Diego Tribune that he anticipated that researchers would develop Star Trek's renowned clinical tricorder, prepared to do non-obtrusive early location of malignant growth in the following century. He's not the first to make the forecast in the course of the most recent couple of many years, however this time could be extraordinary. Science and innovation have followed through on some other science fiction tech, for example, supermaterials and item replicators. The planet will get a lot hotter. Environmental change is now changing our reality. One 2015 investigation anticipated that Greenland's generally cool summers could turn out to be totally sans ice by 2050. Extraordinary climate occasions are getting more incessant and deadly. The world's ocean levels are on target to rise 2 to 3 feet, 0.6 to 0.9 meters, by 2100, which could uproot up to 4 million individuals around the world. Earth is amidst an environment emergency that won't improve without intentional and supported activity. In the course of recent many years, that progress has been moderate. At the point when it was created in 2015, the Paris Climate Agreement planned to restrict a dangerous atmospheric deviation to 2.7 degrees Fahrenheit, 1.5 degrees Celsius. Late examination from the University College of London uncovered that we could have a 66% possibility of hitting the 1.5 degrees Celsius objective in 2100, yet we'd need to restrict our carbon contamination to 240 billion tons to pull it off. Ideally, we will actually want to stop our carbon propensity throughout a more drawn-out timeframe as opposed to making uncommon cuts quickly, which would not be a simple accomplishment to accomplish in either the specialized or political sense. In the US, one of the greatest carbon supporters on the planet, some dread we're not doing our part. In June, President Trump pulled out the United States from the Paris Climate Agreement. In a meeting with Futurism a year ago, Al Gore said the Trump organization's natural strategies are careless and weak. Yet, he isn't without trust. Butchery revealed to Futurism that he has confidence in the strength of the grassroots development toward a more maintainable future, and that we can and will win the battle on the off chance that we stay focused on the reason. In the event that mankind needs to stay on Earth, it's a reason worth battling for. We are past the purpose of keeping it from occurring, yet we can find ways to back it off. People will explore our solar system and beyond. In spite of the fact that we've gained amazing headway since 1918, we are still interminably entranced, and ambiguously frightened, by the possibility of what may exist in space. Throughout the following century, maybe nothing will excite, challenge, and change humankind more than the advances we make in space investigation. Enormous thought individuals, from Elon Musk to Donald Trump, are uproariously intending to send people to Mars and past, conceivably setting up states on the red planet in the following century. 100 years is definitely not quite a while to get ready for such a move, in any case, particularly when we're as yet not that definite what our everyday environment would be on Mars. While terraforming may permit us to adjust the planet to all the more likely suit our necessities, we actually need to arrive first. To start with, we'll get a superior look at far-off divine bodies through progressively amazing infrared telescopes here on Earth. As space travel turns out to be more reasonable, and surprisingly a vacationer location, we'll have the option to utilize what we see from down here on Earth to navigate the universe. The greatest inquiry is, what, or who, might we meet when we do? Constantly 2118, extraterrestrial life will not be news, however, recorded truth. Jamie Matthews, astrophysicist and teacher at the University of British Columbia, told Futurism, "What's harder to foresee is the way mankind will react and adjust to realizing we are in good company in the universe. Will it make us humbler? We are one of many. More pompous? We are the pinnacle of development in the galaxy. More unfortunate? Microorganisms are only the tip of the outsider icy mass. Furthermore, Earth is the Titanic. Or will it assist us with bettering comprehend and value our own beginnings?"
If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to Life is Often if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.